Hey guys, welcome to Glen. So my name's Glenn and this is my vlog of my cryptocurrency journey. I've been doing this for about 7 or 8 weeks now, and I'm just trying to show you guys my journey, what I do right, what I do wrong, whether I make good investments or not, and trying to accumulate as much coin as I can. So I hope you like these videos. If you do, please click the subscribe button, which I think there's a little link down here, and also give this video a thumbs up. It helps the video get spread out there to more people. Sorry if my voice is a bit croaky, I'm just getting over a cold. And today seems to be quite a good day in crypto space, if you like. The currencies all seem to be on the rise at the moment, so I know that I've mentioned in my videos for the last week or so, Bitcoin has sort of gone up to about 12,000 and then dropped down to about 10.8, 10 something, and then slowly worked its way up to like 11.2, and then it hovers around there, and then it goes back down to 10.8, and it's done that for about a week now. But this morning I woke up and it seems to be breaking out from that. It's actually got past the 11.5 grand, and it's actually heading towards 12,000 again. So I wonder if it'll get to 12,000 again later on today, and then whether it drops back down to sort of 10.8 or something like that again. But we'll see. We'll find out in the next 24 hours. But it doesn't seem like this is a normal sort of spike, because Ethereum's gone up to 1175. So that was about 900 yesterday. So that's jumped up quite a bit. Ripple's up to 129, obviously still lower than where it was at before. Bitcoin Cash is still sitting at 1.7. Neo's up to 144. Litecoin's up to 186. That was at sort of 169, 170. So all of them seem to be up at the minute. So it's one of those days where pretty much everything's up. So therefore, normally that means tomorrow everything will be down. But we'll see. Hopefully this is a breakout. And I would like to see Bitcoin get to 12,000 and actually try and push past it, even if it's 12.1, 12.2, and sort of maybe hover around there. Because every time it hits that 12,000 mark, it drops back down like quite quickly as well. So we'll see. That's an exciting thing to keep an eye on in the next 24 hours. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about today was, and I know a few of you have messaged me actually, obviously I was going to do a video about Envion going live on the exchanges, or particularly HIT BTC, but it hasn't happened. They've said that they're still working on the unlocking process of the tokens, and what I mean by that is that, to be honest, I don't really get it, because obviously when I bought the tokens day one, they said, oh, if you pay with Ethereum, your tokens will be completely, you'll get them straight away, and it's the fastest way. So I transferred a load of money into Ethereum, then obviously paid the fee for that, for getting it from British pounds to Ethereum, transferred that to Envion, and I thought I was receiving the tokens, but still to this day, which is January the 28th, which, bearing in mind, I think I invested in it on the 14th of December, I invested all that Ethereum into Envion. The tokens are still not unlocked. As you can see here, they're locked. So what that means is they've got them, I haven't, but they're secured for me. It's just I can't transfer them anywhere, so I can't do anything with them at the moment. That's my understanding of it. If I wanted to put this in different wallets and stuff like that, I can't do it. It's there, but they're secured for me at the price that I paid for them at. Someone mentioned in one of my comments on the video saying, oh, we've missed out really, because obviously, and we wouldn't have known this at the time, so it's all well and good having hindsight. But Ethereum has obviously gone up almost triple. I believe it was about £400 to £500 when this ICO went live, and now obviously 1200. So let's do in the last 3 months. Let's look around December let's have a look here. It's saying here it was at $600, and obviously now it's at sort of 1200. What was its high? 1400. So I suppose that's double. That means you would have been able to buy obviously double the amount. So instead of having sort of 3,000 tokens now, because the Envion tokens were in dollars, so $1 equals 1 token. So if you transferred them Ethereum on that day when Ethereum was worth double, you would have received obviously twice as many tokens. So the incentive for buying them day one was you got them for 70 cents. Obviously, in theory, if you'd bought them when they was $1, but the price of Ethereum had doubled, then you would have got them for 50 cents, essentially. So it would have technically worked out cheaper. But then one, we didn't know Ethereum was going to go up. Two, you would have had to held on to that Ethereum. You would have had to buy it then and hold on to it till, you know, pretty much the last day of the ICO, I suppose. And then obviously, buy your Envion tokens then, which obviously, you know, the very first day I ever bought the Envion tokens, I didn't know if they were going to sell out within a week. I didn't know if the price of Ethereum was going to go up. You know, in theory, the price of Ethereum could have gone down, which means it would have cost you more. So it's good to sit here and say hindsight and say, yeah, I wish I'd done that. But at the time, obviously, that was the best option. So anyway, that's just something I thought I'd share with you guys. So they have said that they're working on releasing these tokens. This is their Twitter. Tokens cannot be transferred until we push the final release button, which will happen next week. The ICO is almost finished. Updates on the MMU front come next week. It'll be quite exciting to see something happening with the MMUs, because obviously that is the business, isn't it? Really, let's face it. But all these, a new video identification verification provider has been added for those whose countries or documents are not yet supported. You will receive an invite in a couple of hours to start the video identification. So I assume that's people that couldn't be verified through their passport or driving license. You're going to receive an email with a link to a site that you go on, and there'll be a video. So you'll be talking like I am, like through a webcam or through your phone or something like that. And you can verify that you are actually a real person, not a robot, and obviously you are who you say you are. I think they said they've got, I swear they've put a tweet out saying that. This is them working away, saying that they're still waiting for the KYCs to be finished off. I think they put more on their Facebook, actually. Where's my Facebook? I was looking up Hashflare. I'll come on to them in a second. So yeah, unfortunately, it just means that I haven't been able to do the video showing the tokens on the exchange. So this is the last thing they put, which was 20 hours ago. KYCs is still being verified for some investors. Video verification is required for investors over 10k. So sorry, I've read that wrong then. So people that have invested more than £10,000 have to do this video verification. If your country was not previously supported, it should now be available to the link in the email. Check your spam folder. Bitcoin and credit card tokens should now all reflected in your dashboard. So that's the Envion website. I believe if you paid with Bitcoin or credit card, you should be able to see your tokens now. Token distribution and unlocking is still in process. Tokens will only be distributed after your KYCs is completely successful. Emails will be sent out regarding token distribution in batches starting Monday. The Envion support team is answering requests in the order they come in. For one email is one reply. Please remember that we are the most compliant ICO. the number 6 ICO of all time, and we have a working product with contracts set in place to start mass production. We want your investment and the KYCs to go through. We want to see your tokens. So I was actually just looking into an ICO that happened a while ago. This is a different company, a different project. I won't even mention their name. But because of the way they got hold of their tokens and they haven't distributed them properly, in America, is it SEC, CESC, whatever your financial governing body is in America, they're looking to take them to court because they feel that their process wasn't done correctly. So I know it's frustrating for all of us to sit here and go, oh, why aren't my tokens ready? They're scamming me, or I just want to have them so I can put them on an exchange or sell them to someone privately. It's all well and good doing that, but if Envion then gets sued in a year and a half's time, which obviously it would probably happen a lot quicker now because everyone's looking at ICOs and they understand what's going on now. That's no good for us. That's no good for us as investors. That's no good for Envion. We don't want them tied up with legal action later down the line. We want them focusing on obviously this project. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I'd rather them get this process done all correctly, all properly, all above board, all legit. So there's no questions about, because what if they release the tokens to me today? What am I going to do with that? You know, like I'll be like, yes, I've got my tokens. Right, I'm going to sit here and just watch them. You know, you can't really do much about it until they're on the exchanges and you decide, oh yeah, actually I want to sell them at that price, or you know, whatever, you want to send them to someone else privately. You know, someone in America might have offered you money to buy them, or blah blah blah. I don't know. And like for me, the amount of tokens that I have, not all of these are mine. I've some of them tokens are a friend of mine that we decided to do this together. He said to me, Glenn, can you transfer me my tokens? I said, well, I can't because they're still locked. And obviously he understands that and he can check it himself if he wants. But so in that case, yeah, I suppose in a way I'm eager to transfer some of the tokens out. So I've only got my ones in there. So there are different people, different situations, different scenarios, all getting eager. But I'd rather Envion just get it all done properly, to be honest, because I'm in no particular rush. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think down below, what your thoughts are on the way that they've handled this so far. It does raise questions if they can't even do this KYC process properly. Are they going to be able to carry out this mass production of units? They might watch this or hear this. They might be thinking, well, actually, the KYC process is harder. We understand GPUs and we understand the container units with their cooling system. We'd rather be dealing with that than dealing with this shit KYC forms and verification process. It must be, boring as hell for them to be dealing with, like, oh yeah, right, Glenn Hammond is who he says he is, right, click pass for him, right, next one. So I don't know, that's my thoughts. So hopefully, again, fingers crossed, next week I can do a video showing you guys that the tokens are unlocked, I have them, and obviously that I can then put them into an exchange and we see what sort of prices they start to come in at. Still, everyone very, it's a very hot subject. When I mentioned it in my last video, I think it's called Price Predictions of Envion, people getting very heated about it. Very, no, it's going to be $100. It's so easy, because look, this is the best ICO, yada, yada, yada. Which obviously I suppose they're hoping it will be, because that means they've made a lot of money. And some people are the other way. Some people are like, look, it's going to bomb when it first hits the exchanges. Instead of $1, they're going to be 20 cents, which it could be. And in particular, my friend Nathan, he said when he first invested in this ICO, normally ICOs, when they first hit exchanges, normally go down in price. but then they slowly work their way back up. So then it makes you wonder, oh, was I better to buy at the ICO stage? Would it be better for me to buy when it first hits the exchanges? That's another hindsight. I don't know the answer to that yet, but obviously we'll find out as soon as it does hit the exchange. Obviously, if they go on for like 20 cent, yeah, I was better off waiting. Which I'll learn for maybe the next ICO. If I think of, if there's another ICO that I'm really interested in getting into, and say they're at the final stages, so all the discounts at the beginning have already gone, I might sit back and think, do you know what, actually, I'm going to wait until this ICO hits the exchanges. I'll keep my eye on the token or the coin, and I'll buy it at the exchange. So again, another lesson learned. This is why I'm doing these vlogs. So you watching it with me, you know, will hopefully learn as well. So we'll see what happens with that next week. They've said Monday they're going to release the tokens for everyone that's passed successful. We'll see if that actually happens. And then obviously, whenever someone asks a question, because it happens in every topic they put on, this is the thing everyone asks. When's it going to hit the exchange? When are they going on the exchange? And people are even asking the, you know, social media manager, whatever, I can't remember his name, chatting to him privately, and then whatever he's commenting back to them, they're copy and pasting the whole conversation and putting it in the Telegram group so everyone can see it. And just everyone's asking, when will it hit the exchange? And their answer has always been very, very clear, but also a bit vague. They've never said it will hit the exchange on this date. They've always said once the ICO is finished, it will hit the exchanges. So even though the ICO finished on the 14th of January, they're still doing the know your customer. So the people that have invested that 100 million, they have to confirm all their millions with all the different investors, which I think was 30,000 people. They have to confirm all those people. Once they're confirmed, then the ICO is finished, I believe. So then it will hit the exchanges. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're talking about mid next week. It should be on there. But obviously, as soon as it is, you guys will be the first to know on my channel. I'll be straight on it. So then that brings me on to, I think that's everything from Envion. I think I've covered everything. The next one was Hashflare. So my Hashflare account, have I logged into Hashflare? Here we go. So this is my Hashflare account. Couple of things that they've done right recently as well, and this is why I said it's a good day for cryptocurrency. Obviously the price of Bitcoin is going up, so I believe later on today this US dollar amount will change if it goes over 12,000 and stays there. I've still got my 21.43 terahash. I've been storing the Bitcoin that I'm accumulating every day, and if you remember rightly, the withdrawal limit was 0.05. Obviously I've only got 0.02, so I'll have to, that's taken me about a week to get there, so it's going to take me another 3 weeks on top. Then I'll be able to make my first Bitcoin withdrawal. And again, obviously video the whole process for you guys, so I can find out what the fees will be. Then I'll transfer it into Coinbase, and then I'll transfer it from Coinbase into British pounds onto my card, and then obviously wait for the process, and I'll probably show you guys the proof that it's gone into my bank. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet without giving away all my bank details, but I'm going to try my best to show that to you guys, and then we'll know definitely that it's all legit, and I can use some of that money to pay back what I originally invested into this website. So that's really good, and that'll be the first time I've ever cashed any money out with any cryptocurrency. But what was interesting with Hashflare is it's easy for us to obviously invest in Hashflare and just think, you know, what's going on? Like, are they just sitting back and are they going on holiday with all their money and stuff like that? Because you don't know what they're doing, do you? You don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. All we see is that they seem to have an unlimited supply of ASIC mining, which obviously raises some eyebrows. They have put on their limited stock. So then they've come out and posted some tweets, I think is the best way to call them. And what they've done is they've got these images. Their Instagram's probably a better one. Now you can see this warehouse here that they've got, and you can see just rows and rows of ASIC miners. And they make, remember, Hashflare is owned by a company called Hashcoins, which essentially is the same company. Hashcoins make ASIC miners. That's all they do. So you think Hashcoins is like a Bitmain, and Hashflare obviously is a cloud mining service that Hashcoins owns. So it's like Bitmain having a Bitmain Flare website, you know, which obviously, again, that would be massive if they did, which I believe they do. They do have, what's it called, hashnest.com. But theirs is slightly different. I think you have to actually buy the ASIC miner yourself. You have to buy the S9, and then they run it for you, their end. So you pay no electricity in that, and they just take a cut. But obviously when the ASIC miners, like the S9 sells out, it's sold out on that website as well. So and you pay the same price. So obviously Hashflare have a different business model, but you can see here all the different ASIC miners, and there seems to be thousands of them. And then they released this one a few days ago, building up the hash. So they seem to be adding even more hash power to it. This is another one of them working on it. You can see they're putting in rigs, which I showed all these photos the other day actually. And then this guy here, if this photo gets 10,000 likes, Vitali will get his return ticket from Iceland. So obviously this is a farm that they've built in Iceland. That's where all the miners seem to be going, to be honest, because Iceland have very cheap electricity costs. They seem to be quite mining friendly at the moment. Their government seems to be quite relaxed on it, and also the temperatures are pretty cold out there. So even without any major massive cooling system, you know, the air is quite cold and chilly as it is. So obviously this helps with the overall temperature of the ASIC miners. So you can see him here, he seems to be standing on a ladder looking down at these ASIC miners. So there's no doubt in my mind that they have got hundreds, if not thousands, of ASIC miners that they've made themselves, which I assume they optimize for their own website. So I can see why they have got so much hash power. It's just, to me, that was a show of strength, if you like. That was them saying, look, we have got all this power. And they did post it was either a Twitter, an Instagram, or Facebook, I can't remember where, but they put something on here, and I can't find it now, so whether it's been removed or not, I don't know. They put something like, and I don't even know if I'm on their right Twitter, anyway, they put something along the lines of, we are looking to do some, you know, like an update onto the website, which all our customers will be really happy with. We can't say what, but let's just say it's something to do with the minimum withdrawal amount or something like that. So you would imagine they're lowering it, which to me, if they do that, they're really listening to their customer base, because if you look at any of their Twitter, Instagram, or Facebooks, it doesn't matter what they post. You know, let's say they've put one on here about customer service, or even that photo actually of the Vitali guy. Loads of people were commenting saying, how about if you lower the withdrawal rate, I'll pay for his ticket home and stuff like that. So that's the number one thing that everyone's asking for in all their comments and tweets and stuff like that. So they seem to be listening, unless they're looking at, I believe, lowering the withdrawal limit. Now the reason for these withdrawal limits, I never understood it until I watched this video, and I recommend anyone go and watch this. So it's on YouTube. And this is the CEO, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Genesis, oh, completely spelled that wrong. Genesis Mining. Genesis Mining have their own YouTube channel. Marcos string. He gives like a recap of how 2017's gone. Now, obviously, this is, I assume, again in Iceland. You can see how cold it is there. He's talking about a new farm that they've just made. But what's interesting is he talks about, our number one thing is security. So they had a hack in Genesis mining where actually some Bitcoin got stolen. But the reason this hasn't been massively built up in the news or media or say on YouTube and stuff is that they managed to give everyone back any Bitcoin they missed. And I believe that's come out of Genesis Mining's pocket. I believe. So don't hold that to me. But he said everyone's been paid back anything they were missing. So no one really noticed it. He also brings up, obviously, like they can't disclose a lot of the stuff in their farm. He's saying that with some technology and some processes in place which is unique to us, and if he shows it on the video, everyone will copy it. So he only shows us a part of the farm. But when I say part of it, though, it's pretty big. And you can see how Genesis Mining offers such big contracts to so many people. I don't know, I can't remember him talking for this long. Oh, here we go. So he's walking through the farm. I'll mute this so you haven't got two volumes coming out. But anyway, something that he did bring up, which I thought was really interesting, was he said, with the Bitcoin and Ethereum transactions bottlenecking, like they're taking so long and they're really expensive. He was like, obviously websites like Genesis Mining and Hashflare, they're paying thousands of people out every day if the withdrawal limit. So say for me, if they was to pay me that amount on a weekly basis, say on a daily basis, I'd probably withdraw that. I'd probably be withdrawing it every single day, which means that you would have, just from me alone, 7 transactions of Bitcoin per week being withdrawn from the website. Now you imagine that times 100,000 people, then you've got 700,000 transactions going through every week. And then you times that with Genesis Mining and Ethereum and Litecoin, whatever. You can see how it really congests the network up. So it isn't that they're setting a withdrawal limit because it's better for them and they earn interest, I assume, on like the money that's sitting in my account. It's that they're trying to ease the whole process of the Bitcoin network, really. So it's the blockchain that's actually causing, the process. And they said, look, this guy in this video, he's like, we have got in some experts of blockchain to say, look, how can we pay people out more regularly in a way that isn't going to congest the whole network up? And they're trying to offer advice and tips and trying to look into it. Obviously, when SegWit comes, the update onto the blockchain network, that will help. And also the Lightning Network, if they can make that secure enough that it becomes more widely adopted, places like Genesis Mining and Hashflare can use that. The transactions will barely be anything. It won't block anything up. So all of a sudden the withdrawal limits, I assume, this is me assuming, I don't actually know, would come right down. So then we'd be able to actually withdraw our Bitcoin every single day. Even for people that are investing, because I know a lot of you watching my channel, you've either invested in Hashflare, but you might have only invested, $100. So for you to accumulate 0.05 of a Bitcoin, you may not even do that within the year. So you're sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to withdraw this money. But there are updates coming and they are all working on a way of making the withdrawal limit a lot lower for everyone, because then it appeals to more people and obviously it'll generate them more money. So I believe they are incentivized to do that. He shows you their ASIC farm. This is one row of it, and it's a really good video to watch. Just type in Genesis Mining, it's the first one that come up. But he gives a review of how 2017 went and also what they're planning in 2018. He said that new contracts are going to become available, but he said he doesn't know what's the best way of doing it, because the second they release it, they sell out. So then that leaves a lot of people like, I wish I'd got in there sooner. he's saying they might open it up to only previous customers. So if you've already got a Genesis mining contract, then you will, be offered the more power first, I assume, and then also if there's anything left over, then that could go to the general public. I don't know, but that's something that he said that he was thinking about. So this is a really good video. Hashflare seem to be putting out some really good tweets and Facebook. So they're all working really hard. All these companies that I've mentioned today, they're all working really hard behind the scenes. And that's reassuring for me. If I give someone my money, then I want to know they're doing something, that is somehow they're making the process better, faster, quicker, cheaper. And I feel like today's a really good day in crypto. We found out that obviously Hashflare might be reducing their withdrawal limits. Envion at the final stages of their KYCs. Bitcoin looks like it's going up. Hopefully it can get past that £12,000 mark, which let's have a look at all, see what it's done. So it's at 11,857. We'll see what happens with that today. So yeah, really good day, guys. Not really much else I can show you. My channel has finally hit over 600 subscribers now. Again, thank you so much. I feel like I'm saying that almost every video, but I do. 608 I've got now. I really appreciate it. I'm really hoping to obviously get to the 1,000 subscriber mark. So still got 400 to go. So share this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My voice doesn't always sound like this. I'm pretty bunged up at the minute, but that's because I'm just getting over a cold. I'm actually fine. I feel absolutely fine. It's just my nose, back of my throat's all bunged up. So that's it from me. I am thinking about doing like sort of a separate playlist. Obviously it'll be on this channel, but I was thinking about, well, should I say really, because someone else would probably do it better than me, but I'm thinking about doing, when I'm talking to you guys about the coin market cap, I only know about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. I know a bit about Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dash, Monero, and that's about it really. I don't really know anything about the others. So I was thinking about doing some videos, and they're only going to be like 5-minute long videos. I was going to do like one video per coin in the top 100, just the top 100 coins, and do a video about each one, pointing out their key information. But obviously, to do a 5-minute video, I can't just go on and go, oh yeah, VeChain, what's that? I'm going to have to sit there and probably do an hour's worth of research, maybe a couple, on each one, so I understand what it is, what it's trying to do, what stage they're at, how much money they've raised, what their high is, what their low is, and do a video about each one. So that really, that's for me. And I was thinking that way I'm researching each coin, so I understand what's going on a bit more in the cryptocurrency space. But then obviously I can share that with you guys. Some of the information I might say might be wrong, and you can correct me. But it'll just be my understanding of it. So I don't know. What do you guys think? That means that I'll have to do 100 videos. So that'll be a massive balls ache. But I thought at least that way it's going to teach me and teach you guys about the top 100 coins or tokens in the coin market cap. Something I did notice earlier. This is saying and it might be a glitch or something. I had coin market cap on my phone, and I had it on here, and I refreshed both of them, and the price on here was 11,920. So for Bitcoin, 11,920, but it was like 11,840 on here. Now that means either one of these hasn't say refreshed as quick as the other one, or maybe it's behind, because the price might have gone up to 11,920 and then it's dropped back down. So I didn't know which one was the honest price, to be honest, but I think they've caught up now. But that's saying interesting, because it made me think, let's refresh this one. It made me think, oh, when I'm walking about checking it on my phone, am I actually looking at the right price? So that's saying that I noticed. Might just be my phone being slow, I suppose. But that's it, guys. That's it from me. Thank you to all the support. Thank you for the views, the subscribers, everything. I really appreciate it. Let me know any comments that you've got down below on any topic that I brought up today. And I look forward to seeing you. Today's Sunday. I'll probably do a video tomorrow. And hopefully the Envion tokens will be unlocked then. So then at least we're going forward with that. So I'll see you later, guys. Thanks for the view.